What is going on, you legend? So if you're testing random AI creatives, random static ads, random video ads, you have no clue why you're making them, then just stop right now, because I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step system that I use to turn a couple of sales a day into a six-figure store by just making your ads relevant to the right buyer stage so that your ROAS can climb very, very fast. Now, please, whatever you do, just focus on this if you want to make money. Now, I'm going to go through some examples in a second between what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. But essentially, dropshipping is not the way people make it out to be. It's not as simple as just ripping somebody's video and trying some random shit and hoping that it works. Like finding a winning product that everybody talks about nowadays. It is not about a product, whether it is winning or not. You know, any product could be winning. It just depends about how you market that product. So stop guessing who you are targeting. Guessing who you're targeting is by ripping videos online, throwing random statics at the wall, just asking ChatGPT or Claude, like, what, this is my product, who should I be targeting? Or using some prompt that somebody's given you online and just hoping that that prompt is going to be the best way to target your customers, because it's not. You don't know who your customers is. And if you don't know who's going to buy your product, then you don't know how to target them. And it's not always just going to be throwing random stuff at a wall and then hoping to find the audience in that way. It's actually by finding the audience first before you A, find the product, and B, make your creative. It's not even, making generic voiceover ads where you just take random clips online. And like I said, get ChatGPT or something just to give you who this audience is, and then just get a script from ChatGPT or Claude and just get a voiceover ad and use, 11 Labs or something, because you might think that you're doing good, but trust me, your competition is doing a lot more. Somebody like me, who is actually testing and researching, is doing something completely differently, which is putting me ahead of you. And when you stop doing this, you go from a few random sales on your first product test, because I know a lot of you are doing product tests and just throwing random shit at a wall and hoping something works, to then making, using this strategy, a 3+ ROAS consistently. And that is very profitable, unless your margins are just stupid. You need to make sure that you're selling for high perceived value and getting the product sourced at a pretty good price, making sure that it's high quality. For example, right here, we got a standard photo ad. So say if we're testing this height increasing shoe, I'm going to test this shoe and I'm going to think, right, if I'm testing this shoe, my opinion is, so this is my opinion. I just think that, if I was a small guy, I probably want to get more compliments every time that I go out. And then so I'll put that in my static ad. Look, get more compliments every time you go out. And this might just be like a random ChatGPT generic prompt that you've asked for. You put it on a static ad and you're just pumping these out. Or you might even be trying to do AI tools to get these statics. It's either way, it's poor. I would think, this creative looks great. Only $99.99 today. Look taller instantly and boost your confidence. But there is no targeting to this. There is no targeting. This is just purely desire based. And like e-commerce is pretty saturated nowadays. So if you're not getting ahead of your competition by actually looking into who you're selling to and using that in your advertising messaging, then using this generic messaging is going to put you behind your competition, because your competition have already done this generic shit. They already know exactly who this type of avatar is, and they even go a step deeper because they've tested this stuff before. This stuff would work back in the day, but nowadays these statics, they just don't perform as well anymore. So you want to try to shift that into a highly directed video ad where you have a structure in place. You talk about, the person's unique situation, their pains, and then turning that into a desire and making a video ad out of that to present your product as the best solution in the market, because there's so much competition. So I'll show you the hook of an example video, which I created, which I show in the program. I'll just show you the hook.
Your body's been fighting your shoes.
So your body's been fighting your shoes. We're being more targeted here.
This 20 degrees. That's how steep most height shoes tilt your foot.
So this is what people talk about on Reddit. Most height shoes, they tilt your foot and your calves burn.
Calves burn. Your back aches. You feel off balance all day. But it's not you. It's this. I tried 3.
Purely AI generated. And we're being much more targeted. And you can see how somebody like me, who makes these highly targeted videos, is going to get ahead of somebody like you, who might just be throwing stuff at a wall without much research going into it. When you throw shit at a wall, basically what you're doing is you're attracting an audience who don't want this product at this stage in their journey. So the compliments photo that I showed you, that person has probably already bought height shoes. They've already looked at the market. They've already explored everything, because they've been advertised in that way just so many times. And so that market is pretty sophisticated. And they just, in this stage of their journey, back in the day, they probably would have seen that ad and been like, yeah, I want that, that static ad that I made. But nowadays, it's just a different stage of the journey. They're a bit more sophisticated with most products as well. So you attract the wrong audience. This is the main thing here, which causes you just to fuck up your whole ad account, basically. You attract the wrong audience, so they scroll past. Okay, bear in mind, Meta, they want your videos, they want your ads to be engaging. If the ads aren't engaging, people will leave their platform and they will charge you more for that ad because they don't want people leaving their platform. So they'll charge you more so that they don't lose. Your engagement is shit, which leads to high CPMs. Your content is irrelevant to them. So like I said, if they're scrolling, they see your content and it's not engaging enough, they're going to leave. And eventually they're going to leave the platform. The watch time is lower, and Meta want highest watch time possible. If you don't hit that, obviously they're going to just make your traffic more expensive. And so you need to be more engaging, more direct to the audience. Like it's an organic video. Like this person is just seeing this video on their feed. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to know who to sell to. So make research your literal 12-hour workday. When you spend a bit of time figuring out who the fuck you are even selling to, are they product aware? Have they tried other products in the past? Are they solution aware? Have they seen loads of different solutions? They've tried insoles or whatever it is. You get to make your ads relevant to the right customer. And based on doing that, you know who you're selling to. And it's exactly what I do. And it's what I teach my students in the program. Because if you don't do this, it's very difficult to compete in a crowded market. If they feel like they resonate with your ads, they're going to watch the video. And then therefore, it's easier to grab attention. Your hook rate goes up. You get a much higher watch time. And so your traffic becomes more cheaper. When you get cheaper traffic, so say, for example, I make these AI ads. I get £100, £50 CPM. You get £100 CPM because you're making these generic ads, which they would have done good in 2022, but 2026, it's not going to do good in that buyer stage. My CPM is cut in half because of that, because I'm targeting this highly relevant audience that's slightly newer. And then because of that, I get double the traffic. If I get double the traffic, I need half the conversion rate as you to be profitable. So I get to get more sales, basically. I just get more sales because I have more traffic. And that is so important. You need to make your ads engaging. You need to make them highly directed to your audience, and you're going to be a million steps ahead of your competitors. I promise you that right now. Because they feel like you understand their problem and trust you to be the best solution to the problem that they're facing, because they might have not even have seen your product before. And now they're seeing it, and it's a different buyer. It's not the same buyer that's tried loads of shit in the past. It's somebody who hasn't actually seen your product yet. And that audience is ready, you can make them ready to buy because you touch exactly on their pains and desires. Now, like I said, it becomes too easy when you understand the customer. Like it becomes easy because if I knew everything about you, and I looked at all the posts that you were making, I looked at everything that you were doing, and I knew what problem you needed solving, and nobody was yet hitting you in an ad. And my store looked like a brand. It was, bear in mind, this store has to look clean. It has to be premium. It has to talk exactly to that customer audience. If I were to do this, it becomes a lot easier to convert you. Now, this AI piece of content, which I made using ChatGPT, it gives you the lowest chances of succeeding because it's just based on who you think is going to convert. I don't care how much you think you know the product, but that is not going to convert. Whereas with a bit of research, people who wanted to get a promotion and felt insecure in the workplace, that is basically the research that I did. And I found out that is exactly the language they're using to want a promotion. They felt small. And so I crafted the ad around that avatar. And I also did my competitor research and found, okay, there's not that many people who are doing this. So I'm going to do it myself as well. And when you do that, mate, does your life become a lot easier. Meta can hear what your ad is saying word for word. And so if you're targeting that person, it's going to find that perfect avatar for you. And all you need to do is test, not just get more compliments like my competitors are doing, are reframed with buyer language and credible context, and then watch time, clicks, and conversion lift on the same product. So let me show you the entire ad right now. So I'll go from where we started. This is all AI generated, by the way.
Going wrong. Then I saw this 2-stage lift. Instead of cramming everything under your heel like a ski ramp, this splits the height. Part built into the outer sole, part inside.
Okay, and we'll move ahead. That was the part I cut out. So no calf burn by 2 p.m.
Upright, you walk naturally. No calf burn by 2
But here we go.
No constant adjusting. Just
ideal avatar.
At eye level with everyone.
Eye level with everyone else. Standing there at eye level with everyone else. This does not say get a promotion and stand eye level with everyone else and feel more confident. This says very generically, this could be anyone. Look taller instantly and boost your confidence. So just simply understand that Meta will find your buyers if you are targeting the correct audience. If you're using the right language, Meta will find the buyers for you. All you need to do a bit of research and then make your scripts more targeted. And then AI will let you try these different angles fast and consistently, because I've now got all the B-rolls that I need because I've done them all with AI. I don't think you understand this. I've done this all with AI. And so now I can test as many scripts as I fucking want. The sky is not even the limit because I can test, even if it's 3 creatives a day and each creative is a different angle, say, for example, different audience, different piece of research that I found. If I'm testing, so if that's 5 days a week, that's 15 ads a week. 15 times 3, 45. That's 45 ads a month. All I need to do is find one winning ad in those 45 ads. Now, if I was saying 45 ads were this shit, I'm saying that's not going to work, mate. You're probably going to have to take a few months before you actually find something of learnings. But if I'm doing 45 ads and each one I try to understand why this video did better than the rest. That I've got to get a winning ad in a month. I've got to. Unless you're doing something serious wrong in your funnel, your website isn't good, your pricing isn't good, whatever it is. But the creative side, this becomes 10 times fucking easier. You need to ingrain this into your mind. Try to operate as an established e-commerce brand and not just some drop shipper who wants to make a little bit of money. Try to reframe the positioning and understand that if I just do a little bit more effort and don't get so caught up in the fuck, I need to test, do the research, take some action, take learnings from these videos, then you're going to be so much further ahead of other people, and it's going to make you a lot of money, like it's done for my students.